This is my Super 575. Just wanted to make a quick video of this because there's not a whole lot of videos on the David Bradleys. If you've been looking for these on YouTube, you can probably see some that Mr. O'Connor has put out, and he has very good videos on these tractors to show you some things on them, some things that can help you out in working on them also. In the months to come, hopefully I can have some that help guys out that want to keep these going. Right now I have a transaxle part that I'm replacing the seals on, so maybe I can make some videos and contribute something to the David Bradley community for folks to keep these guys going. But anyway, this is my Super 575 I've recently put back together. Everything was original except for the engine. This is a Harbor Freight motor. I think it's about 6.5 horsepower. And I know it's preferred to have the original motor. I wouldn't mind having the original motor, but it's costly to find those, keep those going. It would be a better motor than this one, I'm sure. But poor guy has to do what he has to do. And in my opinion, as long as you can get this guy back in the field and getting it working and plowing for you, you've got a David Bradley regardless of what engine is on it. Good little tractor. This one has a lot of features that the earlier tractors did not have. This one has a locking differential, which makes it a lot easier to turn around in the garden. Also has the reverse, which is a real lifesaver in the garden, because if you've ever tried to back one of these up without a reverse in a plowed up field, you'll kill yourself. But with features like that, it makes this tractor a pleasure and a lot of fun actually to work in the garden with. This model also has a speed changer. Speed changer will help it to run a little faster when you're trying to get from the garden back to the shed, vice versa. And you can run it in a slow mode when you're out plowing or cultivating. On the front here I have kind of a makeshift counterweight. This is only about 10 or 12 pounds right here, and it usually needs about 35 pounds. They made a counterweight for these. I haven't found one yet, and I think that's going to be kind of difficult, but probably pretty easy to fabricate once I get the materials to do it with. That would make it a whole lot easier to turn this tractor around when you've got weight on the back like these cultivators or that disc harrow that you can see in the background. Just that 10-pound weight made a difference, so I can just imagine if I had the correct amount of weight, about 35 pounds, that it would help a lot. And that counterweight also that they made for it, you could mount on the front or the rear. Or a lot of guys would take a wheel weight and add it to the handlebars to put a little more weight on the back. This tractor originally was gold. You might be able to see a little bit of gold in the video here. It was gold with an almost electric blue wheels. But after 50 years of sitting under a shed and probably out in a field somewhere, days at a time, you tend to lose some of that paint and it just turns to rust. But these little tractors are made such heavy duty, you can wire brush them down, sand them down, repaint them, and you're down to, you basically got a new finish again. This model came with 15-inch tires. Many of the older tractors they first came out with had 16s, and then they had an option between a 15 and a 16, and in the later models like this, they went strictly with a 15-inch wheel on them. I have a refurbished cultivator on the back. And here you can see my refurbished disc harrow, which has a field adjustment. When you see them with this checkerboard on it here, these rods can be moved in and out of these different holes right here to change the angle on these discs, whether you want to throw the dirt in or throw it out. Now, it won't plow like a big tractor. Of course it wouldn't, because these discs aren't heavy enough for that. But you'd be pretty amazed at how well these little tractors can work a garden when you go through it with a turn plow, run over it with a disc, then come back with a drag harrow, and you'll have a nice seed bed to work. Also with this tractor I have a 6-inch turn plow. They also made an 8-inch turn plow. I have the drag harrow for it. And this up here is it was actually an old cultivator, just like the one that's hooked on the tractor right now, that they had put an old motor grader blade on. Basically made a scrape blade out of this that can be pulled behind the tractor. And this actually does a pretty good job. Now, I haven't used it on heavy use like in a driveway or something like that. I've just kind of drug it out across the field and actually did a pretty decent job on that. And I think in the future I might actually try to improve on this by making this angle maybe make that adjustable, maybe even put some sort of step board on the back like they do on the lawn rollers they made for these tractors, something to stand on so that you can get a little more weight on that blade, which would probably work good on working up a short driveway at your house or something maybe. But I thought this was a pretty good idea. I could bring it back to being a cultivator, but I already have a cultivator, and I kind of like this idea. It was pretty neat what somebody came up with without actually butchering the cultivator. Now these little tabs on the end right here, I can cut those off and bring it back to original if I want to. But kind of like that. That's pretty cool. I don't mind things being changed up if you can do it without destroying what's original. If you can always go back to original, I don't mind changing a little bit. But I don't like to go cutting and welding on things to the point that you can't get it back original. Because when these things are 50 and 60 years old, you're gonna, they don't make them anymore, so it's getting harder to find this stuff, and so I hate to change the originals if I have to. I don't have to, but good little tractor. I have a lot of fun with this. I enjoy gardening, and this tractor here just adds to the fun. I also have two more tractors. I have a 5756, which was built in 1950. It's a plain Jane tractor with a hood, made in 1950, if I didn't already mention that. That model did not have a reverse or speed changer on it. They later made those for them as an accessory that you could add to them. Also, I have a 57562, which I think those were produced from 51 to 53. That was an economy model tractor that did not have a hood, and I think it had about a 1.6, maybe it was a 1.8 horsepower engine on it. But this is my first video of these. As I said before, there's not a whole lot of David Bradley videos. Mr. O'Connor probably has the most, and definitely has the most information on these, especially for the guy that wants to take these and actually put them to work and not necessarily put them in the show. I enjoy the videos. You need to check those out. Lots of information. Actually pretty entertaining to watch. I enjoy his videos. And I just wanted to make my contribution to the David Bradley community and folks that are interested in keeping these going. So maybe in the months to come I can have some more videos to go with these. So thanks for checking us out.